Hey, my friend, my leading edge creator friend. Welcome to this video, this Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn video. And you are joining me right now because all we ever have is right now or not now. And the now that you have joined me is the exact moment that you needed to join me in order to watch and connect with the information and the vibrations in this video. So first, I want to take a moment to really appreciate you. I appreciate so much that you have chosen within your heart to connect with this information, to connect with yourself, to connect with your life on all levels. Because you wouldn't be watching this video here and now if you weren't doing that. So thank you so much for making those choices. The choices that you are making have a profound, resonant effect in this entire reality. So in today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about change. Now, this is a super important topic. Change is one of those things that they say you can always depend on, because in life, things are always going to change. And on some level, that's very true. You'll find that no matter how much some things may seem to be permanent, eventually they do change. And the only factor that seems to set it apart is how much time it takes, maybe, for things to seemingly change. Now, the reason why this is such an important topic here and now is our relationship to change has been overall very volatile as a human species. Oftentimes, we tend to resist change because we like what we like what we know. When things are predictable, they're very safe to the mind. And for a very long time, we've had mind consciousness. But change is what helps us grow and what helps us evolve. Change is really part of the reason you signed up to be in this life, to live this incredible existence we're living. And we spend sometimes so much of our lives attempting to resist or push against change that we really tire ourselves out. Like, let me ask you this. Have you felt at any time, especially any time recently, oh, I am just so over it. I am just so done fighting. I am just so done with pushing against life. I just want to finally get there. Right? Have you ever felt that? I have felt that. There are so many times in my own life that I have pushed against the situations and circumstances in my life. And, you know, I share that because I would love for you to know that you're not alone in this. No matter how much knowing we have, because we can have an immense amount of knowing, it's being able to ground that knowing into our human experiences that really helps serve us and serve the whole world, actually. So change is another way to look at flexibility. When you're flexible, you're adaptable. And when you're adaptable, you're able to meet life in every moment, no matter how it shows up. And this is so key for your health, for your well-being, for your sense of being able to create what you want. Because what happens is beliefs are stories that we've told ourselves again and again and again. And oftentimes we believe, we take beliefs as gospel. We believe the beliefs are what makes the world work. And maybe on some level there's a little bit of truth in that, because we are such powerful creators that when we have a super focused belief and we place our focus on it, that does become and reflect in our reality. But we are such powerful creators, we also have the ability to shift our beliefs and shift our focus. The difference is when we place our faith and our beliefs above our knowing and our trust in ourselves, that's when things can get a little bit tricky for us. Because then what we're doing is instead of connecting to our power, instead of trusting ourselves as the incredible, powerful creators we are, we're putting our faith into the belief structure that says, if something happens, then this happens. Or, you know, everything will be okay for me as long as I spin in circle 3 times and knock on this wood. Or, you know, this is what's real and this is what's not, and if that changes, everything falls apart. And we have all had beliefs, and we may even still have beliefs that are very similar to that. And oftentimes our beliefs are kind of what helps us feel stability in this reality. And very rightly so. This reality can seem bonkers, to put it very scientifically. It can seem really bonkers. And having a belief structure that feels clear and sustainable and reliable sometimes helps give us this sense of grounding. But when we ground ourselves in beliefs, we are setting ourselves up for rigidity. Rigidity is like, you know, not being able to flex and flow with things. And, you know, it's not a judgment. It's not something where I say, well, you should let go of beliefs or you shouldn't. And honestly, you know, anyone who tells you you should or you shouldn't, put a big question mark there, because really, no one except for you knows what you should or you shouldn't do. But when you have a belief, and this is just my perspective, my experience, what I've seen, when I've had a belief that I have felt, you know, so strongly about, and I've clung so strongly to, and no matter how beautiful and loving that belief seemed, like it could even be a belief like God is love and exists all around us and is always protecting us. And that sounds like such a beautiful belief, right? But when I hold on to that belief more than anything else, when I refuse to even look beyond that belief, I am limiting my scope and my ability to see all of creation. Because the moment that I am so attached to a belief that I am unwilling to let it go is the moment that I know that I am unwilling to actually see truth. It was once said, and I don't remember who quoted this, but the final step in truly knowing God is to truly and ultimately embrace within your heart that perhaps on some level God doesn't exist. And that can be a very scary thought for a spiritual seeker. That can be almost too intense to fathom, because after all these very personal experiences, and you're like, well, but I've seen God, I know God, I have these experiences, I've transcended, I've done this. And I'm not saying that God does or doesn't exist. What I'm saying here is when we have a belief that's so rigid, when we've come to that belief that we think we can't let go of no matter what, it's that belief that is our portal through to absolute truth and freedom. When we are willing to totally embrace the unembraceable, when we're willing to look at all of our experiences and actually say, well, this is what I truly believe and want with all my heart, but I'm willing to embrace the idea that maybe none of it exists, and maybe none of it is real, and maybe who I think I am isn't real, and maybe this is all made up as I go, and maybe my identity isn't real, and maybe I'm not this being I think I am, and maybe I'm something different. And if that's so, I'm willing to see that. I'm willing to drop the stories of who I am so I can experience who I truly am. I'm willing to let go of the idea of what it means to be spiritual. I'm willing to let go of the ideas of what it means to be a human, to be a woman, to be a teacher. If I can let go of my stories long enough just to experience who I am in this very moment, then perhaps in each moment I'll actually be able to experience a glimpse of that, as long as I don't hold on to it too tightly. And this is the gift that wanted so much to flow from me to you today, to just be shared with you in this very beautiful, singular moment. And wherever you are and whoever you're being right now, you are so loved. You are so appreciated. You are so on the right track. You are so where you need to be. You are so wise and insightful and playful. And it's okay if you feel like you've made mistakes and if you feel like you haven't figured it out. And it's okay to feel exactly as you feel. We are all in this together. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I feel such great love and appreciation for you and for all of us. It's so exciting to meet ourselves again and again on these different points in the journey. And, you know, whatever's going on in your human life, I know you're right where you need to be. You found this video after all. If you have any questions, comments, please do communicate with me in the comment area. If the video's helped you in some way, please give it a like. Share it with anyone you think it will help. You can also visit daniellelynn.com. Oh, I got tools and books and resources for you. And I have a link to my course, Love Infinite, and one of my books in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn, and I love you.